In this tutorial, I will show you how to install a RAID and LVM system on CentOS 10. I've created two disks, a RAID disk of 20 gig and a few other disks, and I started the installer already. The system I want to use is this. I want two very small BIOS boot partitions which are needed for GPT systems. I want a /boot partition which has to be 512 megabytes minimum, and which is RAID in RAID1. Then a swap partition in RAID1 and root partition also in RAID, and using LVM volume group to start. So I started the installer, and here I am at the beginning of the installer. I will hit continue. It's gonna ask for a root account, which I'm going to enable just to be fast. I hit done twice because it's a too simple password, and then the installer will select two hard disks. I will provide the /home later, so I'm going to start as a custom install, and I hit done, and I want to have RAID in this system. The first thing I'm going to create is the BIOS boot, which is needed. I hit 1, which is 1 megabyte default, and I will select the first disk, so it's only on the first disk. Standard partition BIOS boot. Okay, update settings, then it knows it's added. Then I will add the same BIOS boot on the second disk, which is good for a RAID system. And no, that's the wrong partition. I want it on the second disk, so it has to create a partition on the second disk on the first part. So the first is on SD1, the second on SDB2, the second disk, and both disks are going to be in RAID. The first partition I'm going to create is a /boot partition. The minimum is 512. I take 1000 megabytes. And this partition, I will put this partition in the RAID. It can't be LVM because it's a boot partition. A boot partition doesn't run on LVM. I take X4, and I think that's the most important. Yeah, it has both disks, so we'll create it like this. Second, I'm going to create a swap partition, which is needed also by the installer and handy sometimes for some programs. And I do have 2 gigs, I guess, for swap, so I take 2000. I'm going to create it like that, and I'm going to put the swap partition also in RAID like that, and update settings. Okay, then the next thing I'm going to do is to create a root partition, so everything will be put on that, and I won't specify the size right now because I want to create it as an LVM partition, and I will create a new volume group for this, which I'm going to call volume group root, which is the whole system. The RAID level is 1, and I can take the whole disk with as large as possible. Voilà. I will format this at X4, and that's when I update settings, it should take a RAID system, and that's the basics of my system. And now I can continue the install with these settings. Done, and accept changes, and then begin installation like that.